Good morning. Welcome to the Premium Public Video Forecast discussion for Friday, September 8th, 2023. We have been focusing a lot on Hurricane Lee, which exploded yesterday. There's a lot to talk about. I've been working on a lot of the potential impacts. We talked about it in the Wednesday chat, and of course, we're going to talk about it now. And I'm going to show you how all the factors that are impacting our weather pattern for this weekend are also leading into what will impact the evolution of Lee in terms of its track. So definitely a lot to talk about. Before we begin, just wanted to just share that if you're interested in helping the channel, of course, you can like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. But also, if you're interested into enhancing more of what we do out here, there's, of course, the premium membership at NYNJPA Weather, where right now we are having our monthly and yearly and seasonal prices locked in. They've been locked in since 2014. They will be rising on November 1st, so definitely check that out. You want to join for the prices rise up to about $15 a month. So definitely check that out. It's definitely a worthwhile investment, because what we're doing today, I do every day for premium members, along with answering questions and whatnot. So let's talk about what we have here in place. So clearly, Lee stands out very impressively here, producing very impressive outflow here. It's encountering a little bit of shear, but overall it is overcoming that with some impressive divergence going on in the upper atmosphere. This right here is our other tropical storm. What is it called again? It's calling Margot. And Margot is not a threat for the eastern United States or pretty much anyone. It's going to be lifting up into the northern Atlantic. The track and the forecast from the National Hurricane Center for Hurricane Lee is, again, north of the Greater Antilles and Leeward Islands. Certainly good. And looks like it's going to be tracking north of the Bahamas as well, based on where it's expected by the time we get to Wednesday. His winds are 165 miles per hour. Yesterday morning, we were at 80. So it literally doubled in strength, and which is usually unheard of in the Atlantic Ocean like this. I've seen this a couple times in the Pacific, but nothing like this. Very impressive storm development, which is, driven by the fact that, hey, you had perfect atmospheric conditions and well above normal ocean waters. The combination of those two features sets up the potential for intensification and basically the complete optimization of potential of this storm. So it's at 165 miles per hour, moving to the west-northwest of 14 miles per hour. When we study the evolution of this storm, I just want to remind you that there's going to be fluctuations in strength at this point. And it's going to be influenced by things like eyewall replacement cycles. But in terms of any type of impact like dry air or shear, right now there really isn't much that's going to be inhibiting the development and the intensification of this storm. It can become a little bit stronger, but also if it becomes a little bit weaker, that doesn't make this storm any less of a major threat for pretty much anyone around the Western Atlantic, the Bahamas, Bermuda, and the East Coast. Yes, the East Coast too. But there is some good news. And what I want to do is show you some of the model guidance here. And you can see here on the hurricane model guidance is here. You can see that turn north. The GFS solutions, most of them turn north, so I'm going to get a little bit too close for comfort. And this is the Canadian ensemble guidance. You can see the overall theme here. You can see it remaining over the Western Atlantic. But we also have these outliers here that we have to keep an eye on. Okay. Now, the thing that you don't want to do is chase model guidance. Okay. And what you want to do instead is have an overall idea on the theme. And so these are the upper level winds. Okay. These are the winds at 500 millibars. And there, of course, is Lee with its anticyclonic circulation aloft. And here's our high pressure ridge, Western Atlantic ridge, that will continue to allow Lee to track to the west-northwest. But why does it take the abrupt north in all the model guidance? Well, it's this trough here. This same trough here is setting up in such a way that it is shifting from a positive to a negatively tilted trough with this shortwave, but the long wave trough is neutral to positive. So you have these short waves and you have long wave troughs, and you have orientation shifts in the short wave troughs within the long wave trough. So it can get pretty funky when you start to look at all these different features. But what we want to focus on is the southerly and southwesterly wind pattern here that is in place right now. And that has stalled out our stationary front. Now, why is this important with Lee? Well, Lee's going to be running into this. See, the ridge is only going to be able to expand so far, let's say to around here, okay, just to the west of Bermuda. And what that means is that eventually this storm is going to have to turn north under the influence of this. And we know it's sticking around because of what's going on in the Pacific, because, hey, look, our trough has returned and started to develop more towards the eastern Gulf of Alaska and western Aleutians. So I should say the eastern Aleutians and the western Gulf of Alaska. I apologize. The reason why this is important is because the wavelengths dictate in this type of evolution that you're going to get a trough locked in over the east. So that is why you're seeing that shift in the model guidance. Now, where do we need to be concerned in this type of evolution for anything getting anywhere closer to us? Because I know everyone's worried about that. Everyone's making TikTok videos saying the end of the world and all this sort of stuff. But what do we really need to watch out for? Well, that's where we're going to be jumping to the water vapor satellite picture. You see features like this. Now, this feature down here is a mid-level low dropping down towards Florida, creating some showers and thunderstorms. Here is our long wave trough signature, and here's our stationary front. What I am watching out for are these little disturbances, little short waves here, that are going to be diving into the base of this trough. And if there is any potential for a cutoff low to set up around the Tennessee River Valley, then things could get pretty interesting for the eastern United States, especially for the northern mid-Atlantic and New England. However, right now, I have literally no guidance to support that type of setup. Okay, I want to make that very clear. What I'm trying to explain to you is that what would make me concerned is a focus of below normal heights here, of a upper level low here. Okay, that would force Lee to bend towards the coast. As it stands right now, when we take a look at the model guidance, and let's see here, this should do right here. On the European, you get this one feature here that dives down towards the Great Lakes, but lifts out and kind of acts like it takes a hook and just starts to pull Lee northward. Again, you can see the Western Atlantic Ridge there, and it gets lifted northward. Now, the European does something a little kooky here in that it tries to absorb all the storms and the troughs. It's a possibility that we'll have to watch out for, but as you can see, it keeps everything off the coast. The GFS is pulling the same type of thing. And then you can see the European ensemble guidance, basically pulling this storm northward, but keeping it off the coast. Why? Because when you're looking at the trough, the overall long wave trough, it keeps that southwesterly flow, and then the short wave troughs are interacting with that interaction and become negative in the Gulf of Maine. So all of this points to me where if I'm going to pick an area where I'm going to be most concerned about any type of future impacts from Lee, and by the time it gets up to these locations, it'll be a much weaker storm, but still dangerous, would be the Canadian Maritimes, maybe eastern Maine. We all need to keep an eye on this to make sure there's no little shenanigans that develop, because the reason why is that we're not going to get full sampling of this and full understanding of what the potential of this trough is right here with the interaction of Lee until we get to about really Monday. Okay, so up to this point, it's a lot of speculation, and what I would suggest right now is just prepare. Get your supplies, like you should anyway, because we're heading into nor'easter season. So you want your batteries, your canned goods, stuff like that. You don't do anything beyond that. You don't need to worry. You don't need to watch every model guidance for every hour, although I don't mind. but there's no reason to become hysterical or to get overly concerned just yet. The one impact I can guarantee with this storm is that you're definitely going to be having enhanced wave heights, stronger rip tides, and possibilities of some enhanced coastal flooding for next weekend. In the meantime, while this whole pattern is evolving, we are going to have this trough lingering around the region, and that's going to lead to our stationary front. Now, when we take a look at our surface data here, you can see there's our stationary front. Here's another cold front approaching. We got precipitation. Let me refresh this. Again, this is from WeatherTap, an excellent source for radar data and surface data. So again, we have a stationary front here. We have a cold front coming in here with some widely scattered showers. This is going to be a theme throughout the weekend, where we're going to get a lot of low clouds, muggy conditions in the morning, scattered showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Not a washout this weekend, but certainly a lot of pesky showers and thunderstorms. The good news is that we're going to be cooler as we start to transport more polar air masses into the region gradually, but it's going to take time because of the orientation of the trough and the upper level winds to the surface front. So it takes longer to push everything in, and you can see that very clearly here on our 850 millibar temperatures. It takes a little bit of time to get really cool, and then we get the cool air really push in for next week. And then down there, that is the warm core signature of Lee. You can see how the warmest 850 millibar temperatures are at the core of the storm. That is a clear sign of a warm core low. That's why we call it a warm core, because the core is warm. So there you go. Meanwhile, this is a clear cold core system because you have your cold core and you have your interaction of thermal gradients here driving the whole storm and low pressure system. So as this is all evolving, we'll be keeping an eye on it. In the meantime, we're going to be dealing with these pesky showers. And when I take a look at the 700 millibar relative humidity at 700 millibars, you notice that it's not like 90% the whole time. So what this tells me is that we're going to be dealing with a lot of scattered showers and thunderstorms and broken showers and thunderstorms over the next several days. Some of these showers and thunderstorms will be capable of heavy downpours. And the reason why we know that is because the precipitable water values are pretty enhanced, getting close to 2 inches. So that means that some of these thunderstorms will be capable of some heavy downpours. Look like the best potential for more widespread rainfall is going to be over eastern Pennsylvania and western New Jersey, where our stationary front is going to be hanging out. Along the coast, it's going to be more widely scattered, but still some heavy downpours from time to time. So let's dive into this forecast for today. Mix of sun and clouds. Scattered showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures ranging from the lower to mid 80s over the interior and along the coast. Upper 80s to lower 90s in the Delaware River Valley. For tonight into tomorrow, again, some pesky showers, low clouds, fog. Low temperatures ranging from the lower to mid 60s over the northern interior. Upper 60s to lower 70s along the coast. For tomorrow afternoon, again, pesky showers and thunderstorms. Not a washout, but you want to be prepared for rain. Look for high temperatures, much cooler than what we've been dealing with. Upper 70s to lower 80s over the northern interior, lower to mid 80s along the coast, mid to upper 80s in the Delaware River Valley. On Sunday, that front still hangs around the region. Mix of sun and clouds, pesky showers, thunderstorms, some areas of fog in the morning. Low temperatures ranging from the mid to upper 60s over the northern interior, upper 60s to lower 70s along the coast. High temperatures will range from the mid to upper 70s over the northern interior, upper 70s to lower 80s along the coast, and lower to mid 80s in the Delaware River Valley. On Monday, again, that front's hanging around, and with it the same weather. Fog in the morning, low clouds, scattered showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Look for low temperatures ranging from the lower to mid 60s over the interior, mid to upper 60s along the coast. High temperatures will range from the lower to mid 70s over the northern interior, upper 70s to lower 80s along the coast. On Tuesday, we get a break in the morning with scattered cloud, but another cold front's approaching. This cold front is the surface signature that is expected to kick out Lee. So by the afternoon, evening, this is going to support scattered showers and a few isolated thunderstorms. Look for low temperatures ranging from the mid to upper 50s over the northern interior, lower to mid 60s along the coast. High temperatures will range from the upper 70s to lower 80s over the northern interior, lower to mid 80s along the coast. On Thursday, or should I say on Wednesday, look for Scattered showers and thunderstorms hanging around the region with this cold front approaching the area. Look for low temperatures to range from the lower to mid 60s over the northern interior, mid to upper 60s along the coast. High temperatures will range from the lower to mid 70s over the northern interior, upper 70s to lower 80s along the coast. On Thursday, that frontal boundary continues to hang around the region with scattered showers and thunderstorms. Look for low temperatures in the lower to mid 60s, high temperatures in the upper 60s to lower 70s. Look for high temperatures ranging from the lower to mid 70s over the northern interior, mid to upper 70s along the coast. By this point, you're going to notice enhanced wave heights along the coast, some stronger riptides, and certainly some increased coastal flooding as we get the influence of this storm starting to impact the coast from Maine down through Florida. And then on Friday, the cold front pushes off the coast. I kept the threat for scattered showers here just because with the interaction of this of Lee, this frontal boundary may be closer to the coast than what's being shown here in the guidance. And so what I decided to do is keep that scattered shower threat in here with the stationary front along the coast. If Lee gets kicked out faster, the subsidence associated with Lee and this high pressure system will combine to provide a beautiful day. But for right now, a few pesky showers are still going to remain in the forecast until we lock down this forecast. Look for low temperatures ranging from the lower to mid 50s over the northern interior, upper 50s to lower 60s in your suburbs, mid to upper 60s in your urban areas. High temperatures will range from the upper 60s to lower 70s over the northern interior, lower to mid 70s along the coast. That is your forecast discussion for today. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and as always, stay safe out there.